my left hand, to say, we have Dr.Francis HABUMUGISHA. Some of you probably know him. We are very blessed to have him around here. And he's actually a PhD holder in public health, but he's also a CEO of Goodrich Group, you know, probably Goodrich TV. And he's there with us today. Now, in relation to the topic of today, he's actually the chairman of the production team at PAM level, Pan-African Movement. So, Dr. Francis, you are the most at home. You know, one thing, he's actually at home. He's at home. He's one of us. He will tell you a little bit more about this program. And he's also the country director of the International Association of World Peace Advocates. So he's an experienced person, especially when it comes to Pan-Africanism. He will enrich all of us. How many welcome him again? Please clap for him. And we also have Ingabire, Egidie, Bibio. How many know him? You don't know him, huh? Sorry, you don't know her. How many know her? Sorry. How many know her? How many? So welcome him will be very interesting. She's a journalist, mainly at RTV, but journalist is open to any service in that domain. She's the chairperson of Female Journalists Association. She's a member of Pan-African Movement, PAM. She will be our second guest speaker. So we are very honored to have you, Mrs. Ingabire. Please. Thank you very much for welcoming our guest speakers. We also have all of you here. You are the most welcome. My name is Dr. Francis, coordinating the whole thing. And yeah, we have another guest. Yeah, I was not very much informed, but it's okay. We welcome our other guests who are here present. Please, all of you, stand up. And please, would you just, maybe 2 words?
I'm the head of marketing and customer relations in the Goodrich Group, and I'm in the news team. Thank you.
There is a difference between self-confidence and having confidence in God. There is a very huge difference. And therefore, I will be with you. Be strong and of good courage. The courage that is the Lord has given you activities or things to do in this world. Therefore, just be strong and have courage in God. And when you do that, He will give you the confidence. He will give you the power. He will give you everything that you need so that you will be able to go through in everything that you are doing. And I also want this message to apply into our next week mid-semester examinations. We know very well that we have them. The only word that I will leave you in is that you should be strong and of good courage. We are going to make it because the Lord knows that we are students. We shall make it because the Lord has given us an opportunity to study. And He knows it. Therefore, just be strong and of good courage. And may the Lord bless you. Amen.
promote that Pan-Africanism spirit. that Pan-African spirit. This is one of the purposes here. Let's have a talk with impact. Apart from the two speeches from our guest speakers, we inaugurate a club, Pan-African movement in Africa, in all of Africa, but also in Rwanda, then finally here at the local place, at AUCA. So we need to have one. Please get prepared for this. Prepare your mind to also be not only a member, but also a leader of this. I hope you are all going to be members of this movement. And how did it start? Let me share with you one small thing. You know, Europeans, when you are there, people of the West, when you are there, they all confuse us. And they think we are one. They can tell you, Aphrodis, when it is Ferdinand. They can tell you who, when you are who. From Zambia, from across Africa. And sometimes they believe that Africa is just one place. Let's start from there. If they believe Africa is one place, why do we allow them to divide us? Let me not take too much time. You will hear more and we'll be coming back to coordinate the whole talk. And please, that spirit, I need that spirit of being a member of the Pan-African movement, PAM, AUCA chapter. Thank you very much. Dr. Francis, I've welcomed you, and now it is your time. I think you will also have a few minutes to tell them about yourself. May God bless you, may God guide you in the whole process you are talking to us.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm not here to preach. All of you will discuss. As I'm waiting the projection, let me ask the people here who are not from this country. Do we have any people from other countries? Raise your hand. Please come and welcome them to this session. We are one Africa. We are not welcoming them. There is Africa once. And I will ask the questions. Here, we'll choose two people. They will tell us the Africa you want as you decide. Also, when you go there, you will tell us the Africa you want also here. When you will hear just from 6 people, all of us will be having a take home. After to know the Africa we want, we will start to think how we can reach there. Next, please. As they have told you, Dr. Francis, HABUMUGISHA, a CEO and the president of a Goodrich group of companies. Next, where we have a Goodrich TV and other medias. Also, I'm my country director of IWAPA, it's International Association of World Peace Advocates. Chairman of the production team in Pan-Africa, where we have many members. In the name of the production, we have RW'ITANGAZA, we have BTN TV, we have Star, we have Egidie, we have Goodrich TV, and the other more members are coming. So that is why what we are doing here, you will see all medias, many media houses, many people are not here, but we will share with them the footages able to be with you to see what you are doing. We'll talk a few things about the brief history of Pan-Africa in Africa and in Rwanda as well. Forming Pan-Africa Rwanda chapter. We'll talk about the Agenda 2063 and we'll end up with how to reach the Africa we want. We'll use below 20 minutes, but we need your participation. Before I start, I need someone to tell us about colonialism. We have many young people here who who don't know how it was very hard, how it was very dangerous, colonialism, slavery, ubucakara, ubukoloni. After that old one, we'll see also if we have a new colonialism. I will call my brother Dr.Francis just to have 2 minutes and explain for you, especially young generation.
Thank you very much. Participation. So they want to start. What is colonialism? How did it start? How did it end? Did it end? What is slavery? How did it start? How did it end? Did it even end? Or even today we are still feeling it? Racism. So actually, the Europeans, they think, the Western people, they think they are a superior race which can dominate the rest of the world. They sit down there on a table and decide to divide Africa among themselves. Rwanda to Germany, later on to Belgium. Colonialism. You know what happened when they took Africans to the western part of the world for slavery? Actually, Africa has enriched Europe, not only through the natural capital that we have, natural resources, but also the human capital. They have used our strong men and women to enrich themselves. This is colonialism. They colonized us. Not only that, they divided us. Now we are struggling. Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. Should we remain divided? I did define. I use indicators for you to understand what is colonialism in connection to slavery. Then later on, new colonialism. Probably even through development. New colonialism still dominating us for us to enrich them. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother Doctor. That is colonialism, and also we are still having a new colonialism. But Pan-Africa is here to end all. So brief about the Pan-Africanism. So Africa is considered as the mother continent. And this history starts in 300 years. Now it is 250,000 years ago. Mugabane mwezo byose tuwe kandi byose kurusha tuwe kurutende yose. The first born of Pan-Africanism started in the 20th century. Just was the first born of Pan-Africanism by Henry Sylvester Williams. But it was not in Rwanda, it was in London. It's when they have started the Pan-Africanism Association, where they were in the Silveries, Baba Kubit, Baba how we can stop this? They sit down, read the page, Henry Sylvester Williams, they start Pan-Africanism. And the first Pan-Africanism conference, it was there in London in 1990s. They started first conference. 25th May 1963, it is when they have formed the association. The OU was made of 32 countries of Africa, and the headquarters was in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. In 2002, it was changed to African Union, and today we have the African Union, which is having the clear vision of Agenda 2063. We tell you brief about that, but we give you the link where you can go and lead yourself. And remember this, all of you, you are a Pan-Africanist. To become a Pan-Africanist is not to go there and sign any papers, you should be an African. If you are an African, automatically you are a Pan-African. A true Pan-Africanist who can fight for your country, who can fight for your continent, who need a change, who will help the young generation to reach the Africa we want. In the 2016 reforms of AU, where was formed, led by His Excellency the President of Rwanda, to add more, to have a clear vision, to have a mission, to have more objectives of promoting the unity, integration, peace, security and stability, and prosperity. Where the mission is, in these 2 years, Africa will be gun-silent. HABUMUGISHA. Borders will be there, but will be not working as usual. With your national ID and cross any country you want in Africa. Kagendo kagera para muri Mozambique ukaso. Bakuba yakwa gatatu byango gatubiza hakurya no hakurya byango. But it is so wonderful. So there is Africa giants who have ready that led Africa independence. I want to hear from here, and from here. Just one Africa giant you may know. Even if it's there, it's fine. But tell us one. Raise your hand if you know the Africa giants who have supported to end up with the colonialism. Anyone?
Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of the Republic of Kenya.
Are you from Kenya?
Yeah.
Clap for him. Come closer.
Have you heard about him? We have the Jomo Kenyatta's, they have said, and the other more who have fighted to see that the Africa can be united. So forming PAM chapter in Rwanda, PAM-RWANDA chapter was formed in 2015. Was patron is His Excellency Paul Kagame, and up now is the patron of the Pan-African movement. And you have told us when we reach here, so receive the greetings from him. Have you received the greetings from Honorable? So the mission of PAM-RWANDA, it is mindset change. Mindset change. That's the first mission. Why the people are still struggling, why we are still having stunting and malnutrition in Rwanda? Why we have unwanted pregnancies? If you analyze well, the big issue is mindset. If you can change your mindset, we will reach very far. This is the true story. I will say it in Rwanda. Na karere ntari buvuge ariko harimo abaturage banze guhanura amavunja brothers baza muje mugire gutya turebe abaza amavunja ntabwo yarwaye brothers banze guhanura iyo tutifuma ryo tuzahanura amavunja atigura abantu amafaranga tutayasimandu meya naza yabanika bakuvura ubwete meya tini muhando ntayo tuzahanura perezida naza tuzashyira amavunja hejuru babwirukana. That is mindset change. But it's just mindset. He don't want to know. She don't know. The second one, the mission you have, it's discipline. The third one, it's hard working. Objective of PAMs, the main objectives, it's unity. The journey, promotion of African values, good governance, and regional integrity. So we have many values, we have many, and we have PAM structure,
and that is why today here we have the committee, where we have some commissioners, where we have the bureau chairperson, vice chairperson, and the secretary. But that is in the structure, where you have a PAM General Congress and your celebration, where you have a consultative council, where you have a governance council, executive committee, audit committee, disciplinary committee, and the general secretary. That is the PAM structure. So the strength of PAM is teamwork. In fact, they say in teamwork, when you work together, teamwork means everyone achieves more. When you're working together, everyone can achieve. Because you are working together, we are partnering each other. When you can do that in Rwanda, we achieve. If in Africa you can do that, we achieve. People concentrated programs, promotion of technology, capacity building, and other more. It is aspiration of Agenda 2063. It is where we want to reach. In summary, we need a peaceful and secure Africa. A peaceful and secure Africa. That is the purpose of Agenda 2063. Some of us will not reach there because it is 40 years ahead. That's why we are here at the university. Because you are the mayor of next generation. You are the ministers. You are the head of army. You are the president of this country and the other more countries. The youth, we consider you so much. And we depend on you. That's why we are in universities. Because Agenda 2063, many people who have started this agenda and Pan-Africanism, we will not reach there. 40 years, it is you. The Rwanda we want. The youth should be the good leader of the African world. So we are preparing. We have many goals, which also have to transform the economy. Also, we need the United Africa. United Africa, where we'll be having one continent, then the countries will be like provinces, with one leader, with one flag, no borders, you can cross everywhere you want, silent guards. That is the Africa we want. So, my question is, even this afternoon, is how to reach there. I think everyone here have seen the Africa we want, have seen where we want to reach. But each group have at least two or one say, for us we need ABC to be changed in Africa. So what is the Africa you want? We receive one here, as we are continuing learning. The Africa you want, what is the Africa you want? What can be changed on your side? Anyone here? The Africa you want. Africa shaka ni desert. Umfaha ndio kichimwa Afrika bila kujendeleza. No one here? No one here? Africa and together. I think we can reach there. Your fellows, a country, a continent that doesn't ask for nationality, except that you are an African. Don't forget that Africa one from there we have two. Africa whereby we get a chance to interact with one another without having to show my passport before I go into my house. Thank you so much. The last one, to see how we can reach the Africa we want. Be serious, put the phone aside. If you want to take a photo, do it, because it is only the way which can help us to reach the Africa you want. But any change for your personal development, any change to the heart of your country, to work hard to reach the Rwanda we want, the Africa we want. Sorry to tell you this, but it's a true story. My dad died because of long treatment. You buy a long medicine, you are getting long treatment, and long treatment can cause death, even in the politics, even in the business, even in the school. Ni umichiwazo na lembari kusa kusubizana kandi uboneze uri kuvura indwara itari tuanze tumenye ikibazo gihari tubikemure. What are 5 things you are doing daily? It will definitely differentiate totally with the others. Ibice bitanu ukora biri unique abandi badakora. If you change people's mind, then hearts will follow. We need soft power, not hard power. To catch flyers with the vinegar, it's very easy than to catch fly with water. The minds. Nicho bakora abakozi b'Imana batwara minds. Nicho bakora abakundana batwara minds. Nicho bakora abayobozi beza batwara minds. Then umutima ukurikira minds yawe. Social media nicho yakoze yatutwaye minds. Then imitima yacu following the mind. The next program will see a lot of media to build the Africa we want, not to lose, not to waste our time. Remember when you shine in darkness. Mucho, mwijimani mucho. You have to act with the heart and hands to reach the Africa we want, to reach the Rwanda you want. You can't change the world, but you can change yourself. Professor yazana kabigisha, pastor yazana kababwiriza, ariko ntiyahindura isi, ntiyahindura ishuri, ntiyahindura abantu ariko we yahindura. Namara guhinduka muzamureberaho, namwe muhindura. Nimuhinduka AUCA yose izahindura. Nihinduka u Rwanda rwose ruzahindura. N'isi ihinduka. You have to put it before you put it out. Ibyo ushaka ko abandi bakora nawe urabanza ukabikora kandi ukabanza ukabyishyiraho. If you want to go fast, I want to hear from you. If you want to go fast, if you want to go fast, if it's made at the top, the bottom is not for you. I thank you.
You are the lead. In the last youth summit, the youth, you are the leader. You are the mayors, the governors of today. Take action. Do something so that we may have Africa we want before we even die, 2063. Why can't we reach that goal before? Thank you very much. And I hope you have prepared some questions. How can we make it? We are hearing this war. What we did in country, ethnic groups fighting, genocide happening in this era. How can we have it? Because it's still there. He wants to dominate us. He wants to do what? To exploit us. He wants to take our resources. He wants to kill our people. I mean him, not or her. That one who has colonized us, who has led us into slavery and who has exploited us from a long time ago, is still there. New colonialism. Okay, without delaying the role of social media on that agenda, the Africa we want. This is Egidie Bibio. Welcome. It is your turn to tell us. Please listen carefully. Thank you very much.
You're too quiet. Is it because it's lunchtime? Oh, okay. So sorry. My names are Ingabire and Bibio. I am a journalist, yes, and I am Rwandan and I'm an African. Who are the foreigners journalists, students here? Those who come from other countries? Okay. Nice to meet you. Yeah, one of the promises Joshua got was that the place he may put his his feet, it will be his land, right? And Africans, this land were not only given to us, but we were born from here. We were born from African parents, right? It means this is our land. How can we love it the way we should be loving it? This is a question for us all. How can I love my land the way I am supposed to love it? Before becoming a journalist, as my profession, I am Rwandan and I'm African. Being my land, when I was still at the university, some of my lecturers were Canadians. They told us that a very good story is when a man eats a dog, not the vice versa. Barimo kubyumva? Inkuru nuko umuntu yariye imbwa, suko imbwa yariye umuntu. This means what? Or this made us think that reporting the best way is reporting negatively about ourselves. But today, even if you're Africans, you may be loving Canada. You may be loving America, right? Maybe you love Europe. You know why? It's just because how they report about themselves. They show us positive things, the positive image. Contrary, they want us to report negatively about our Africa. In 2016, I joined Women in Media Network, which was founded by Grossa Michelle. I think you know her? You've heard about her? Sorry? Yes. And she was again the wife of Nelson Mandela. Yes. This is more of Pan-Africanism. She started that network from all over Africa just to change the narrative about Africa. Why? His Excellency Paul Kagame, I think this was in 2016, he said that if you don't tell your story, others will tell it the way they want it. And if your image is tarnished, it will cost you to change that image. Turimo kubyumva, turimo kujyana. Ya image ya muntu yaguhaye. Yego. You may be asking yourselves why we are talking about the role of media in building the Africa we want. Do you have that question? Thank you. The reason why we are talking about the role of media in building the Africa we want is that even if you're not journalists, even if you're not reporters, but we are living in a world of stories, you can't escape it. I'm telling you, you're the content creators here. You're the content creators. The reason why we love the stories in the Holy Book, the Bible, is the way we are explained, is the way they wrote those stories in the Bible, is the way the preachers explain the stories, right? Us as media, we are channels. We are just like this microphone. What you give us is what we give the audience, right? If you, as Africans, you want a real image of Africa, that's what you will give us. If the media is a channel, and also the social media is a channel, right? The way you want to portray Africa is the way we are going to receive the image of Africa. Uburyo uzanzanira amakuru, inkuru uzampereza, nanjye nkayitanga, ubwo nibwo buryo nyine wahisemo uwo munsi. Mujya mubona abantu bajya kuri social media, nizere ko hano byose muzi umumaro ariko nanone n'ingaruka z'itangazamakuru. Murabizi? Yego? Last time. Muzi ingaruka z'itangazamakuru rikoreshejwe nabi. Sibyo? N'ingaruka bishobora kukugiraho inkuru waba wowe wahisemo ko bagukoraho. Yego? Mujya mubona? Sorry? Yes. But always. Not to some extent. There are those women, mostly women, I'm sorry to say this, mostly women who go on YouTube sharing their stories, giving us testimonies. Most of the time I think they don't care, or maybe they forget something crucial, like the future they want, or the future of the descendants. If you're there sharing negatively your story, it means it is going to stay there for a long time, or maybe sometimes forever. If I write in the search boxes, I will find your story. You understand? It means the way I'm sharing the stories about Africa, it is going to stay there. We know we now have a bad image of Africa, the whole of Africa. Poverty, wars, like everything bad. But you know why? It's just because that's how we are reporting, or maybe sometimes we are helping those who want to report about Africa that way. I use Twitter as a platform of sharing my ideas. If you follow me on Twitter, Ingabire, at Bibio, you will find, or you will see how I report about Rwanda. The Rwanda I want. Mostly I get negative comments telling me you shouldn't be posting these stories or this way just because you are a journalist, my dear. Yes, I am a journalist and I am Rwanda. The way I want other people to know Rwanda, the true image of Rwanda, just like someone who lives here. I see everything. If I share those things, just because they are not negative, they tell me that I am not a journalist, right? Murabizi, bene ibyo ngibyo barakubwira ngo niba uvuga ngo imihanda ngo yakozwe kumeze neza, niba uvuga ikintu icyo ari cyo cyose kiri positive, bivuze ko mvuga ntabwo uri umunyamakuru. Kubera iki? Kubera iryo tangazamakuru batwigishije, ariko wajya impamvu bafite homelesses, they have very many homeless people, but they cannot report about it. And we know their places as a heaven place, right? That's how they portray their countries, their continents, and we love it that way. Nimu jamutanga inkuru rero mujye mumenya ngo iyo nkuru mutanze uko muyitanze niko turi buze kuyakira. Nimuhitamo kubaka Afrika twumva twifuza. Last time I shared a tweet about this session. I was asking my followers the Africa they want. And I also asked them about their role to have that Africa mostly they answered that question of Africa they want. Most of them forgot that part of their role. Why? If I ask you here, what is the Africa you want? You will make the list will be too long of the best wishes, but again, think about your role. I am playing my part as a journalist. You will be playing, or you may even now start playing your role. I loved when you were asked about the champions of Pan-Africanism movement. Most of you answered saying, or those patrons you mentioned, those who are from your countries. It is good, yes, because we need also to know them, to know about them, but again, we are Africans. If there is a role model from another country, it's very good and patriotic to mention about others because we are Africans, right? Yeah. Thank you so much. Uburyo tuzahitamo kugaragaza Afrika, uburyo tuzahitamo kugaragaza u Rwanda, uburyo tuzahitamo image yacu cyangwa se uko twumva dushaka ko abantu batumenya uko turi. Kubera yuko nutivugira wowe uko uri, abandi bazabivugira mu buryo bashaka. Gusa byaba bibabaje kuba ari wowe ushobora kugira uruhare mu kugaragaza ishusho yawe, kuvuga ishusho yawe itari yo. Jya mbibona hari abajya kuri YouTube bagatanga ubuhamya bakagaruka bavuga yuko ngo nyine bifuza ko izo nkuru zikurwaho ku ikubitiro barabishyizeho ngo kugira ngo babone ababafasha. Murabizi? Mwarabibonye? Hari abahitamo kwibeshyera ngo kugira ngo babone ababafasha. Ese turimo turashaka yuko Afrika ikomeza igafashwa? Ntabwo ari Afrika twifuza. N'ejo muri His Excellency yarabivuze mu mushyikirano avuga ati mbega abo ngabo babafasha bo bafashwa nande? Mbere hose bafashijwe nande? The Africa we want is a sovereign Africa, is a developed one. The Africa we want is a united one. But what is our role as youth? What is our role as media person? What is our role as Rwandan? My role as Rwandan, if I play it very well, Uganda plays it the best way. Like anyone in different countries from Africa, if you play your role, we will reach the Africa we want, a united one, a developed one. The list is too long. Let's use these platforms we have the best way we can, and we will reach the Africa we want. Sibyo? Nidukora buri umwe agakora ibyo ashoboye mu buryo bwe, ntabwo tuvuze kubeshya ngo iyi ni etaje kandi ibyo aribyo byose idafite flow yo hejuru, sibyo? Ariko uvuga ko nuvuga ngo iyi sare yakira abantu magana iki? 1,800. Nuvuga ko iyi sare yakira abantu 1,800, abantu bakakunyomoza kuri social media, uzabubeshye. Ariko uko bizagenda kose uzabura abakunyomoza, bazakubwira ko ibyo ngibyo ukina. Ariko anyway, bivuge. Anyway, gira uruhare rwawe. Uko byagenda uko ariko kose, hari abantu babangamirwa n'uko ushobora kuvuga Afrika neza, hari ababangamirwa n'uko wavuga u Rwanda neza, hari ababangamirwa n'uko wavuga AUCA neza, hari ababangamirwa n'uko wavuga about yourself neza, sibyo? Ariko ntabwo aribo bazatuma uhindura ngo wibeshyere, ubeshyere AUCA, ubeshyere u Rwanda, ubeshyere Afrika for the sake of getting aid, sibyo? Inkunga murimo murafata ubumenyi hano, murimo muranshyira ubumenyi hano mugiye gukoresha, ariko gute? Iyi Afrika hari igihe mu mwiherero w'abayobozi Mama Ingabire Marie Makire, umuyobozi wa Transparency International, yize kuvuga ati u Rwanda ni umubyeyi ukeneye ko ni umubyeyi ukuze, sibyo? Twese mu muco wacu tuzi yuko iyo umwana ufite aho ukomoka ababyeyi bawe bagira igihe cya ndinda mwana wanjye, tukagira igihe cya ndinda twakorabanje ndinda mubyeyi kuko turi abana, tukagira igihe cya ndinda mwana wanjye. Bivuze iki? Uru Rwanda twavutse turusanga, tuzanacaho turusige n'abana bacu. Bivuze ngo uru Rwanda ruri muri ndinda mwana wanjye. Urimo gukora iki? Iyi Afurika iri muri ndinda mwana wanjye. Urimo gukora iki kugira ngo Afurika igire ijambo kandi rihamye mu ruhando rw'indi migabane? Murakoze cyane, ndabashimiye. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
For a wonderful presentation. Media, social media. We are all the users of the social media. We create YouTube channels. We have WhatsApp groups. We are sharing information through those platforms. We have many other things like Twitter. Please use them properly. The glass is not half empty. I mean Africa. Not half empty, but rather see it half full. Europeans, we want us to see it half empty. Don't allow them. This is the Africa we want to build, where we contribute in different ways. If you see someone writing negatively about your house, this is Africa, please challenge him, challenge her, write positively. Africa we want. Now, I was just thinking about these things, Buddha-san. And let's develop concepts that replace those that were invented and given to us by the Western people. That is, for example, when we're in a wedding, you hear people say, in the wedding, we don't need the cows from the, we wanted the local cows. Give us for the bride price. Give us the local cows. Not give us what is it? Let's find a concept for ourselves. Okay? That's why I say it. Probably colonialism continues even through that concept. We never know. Okay? Thank you very much to our presenters. Please clap for them again. I was having a lot of questions in my mind. I don't want to be answered now. Our youth use social media to promote Pan-Africanism. Youth. This is a question that we answer. How can Pan-African movement survive amidst or across wars, social divide that continues, arbitrary borders that are defined that way, and we find ourselves foreigners in our own land problem, or foreigners in the land of Africa where you should be moving freely without any problem. How can we end these stories? This is all about Pan-Africanism, anti-colonialism, anti-slavery, anti-racism movement. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope we have like a few questions, although the time is running. Maybe 2 to 3 questions. Quick ones. Please come. We received 2 to 3. I have seen 3 hands. Only 3 hands. Please, David, and also a lady, probably a lady or 2.
Both first speaker and second speaker. Okay, so my first question is, you said that in Africa we want is where we are not divided. We are one. We are united. But let's look at the fact that we see the Westerners, right? The Europeans, who we call the Europeans. They have what we call the general language, which they can easily be able to understand themselves. And I think the problem Africa is having today is the fact that we have so many different languages. And it's not a problem, it is actually a very beautiful thing. That we have different languages whereby it shows that this is who we are. It shows that diversity. Thank you very much. So now the question I want to ask, don't you think also it has a negative impact, like it's dividing us naturally? like without any human thought or any human ability. Language actually is dividing us naturally in Africa. That's the first speaker. Now to the second speaker, you started with the question. You said, how can I love my land the way I'm to love it? Well, that was the question which I felt you were talking to me directly. I don't know about others. And it's something I've seen that it what Rwandans feel proud of how they love their country, which is actually very right. That is number one, and it's a very good observation. Now the second one is, what is my role in the Africa I need? Like the Africa we want, which is a very good topic. Well, to me I would say, the Africa we want is also a good question. But the second question you ask is, what is the goal? Individually, can we stand other Africans that are not from our own particular geographical area? Can we accommodate those that we see that they are not people of our own kind? Is it possible? Which even in this generation, it happens. So I feel if we are going to be talking about this topic, we should look at the realistic problems. We shouldn't just talk on basis of what has happened in the past. The past is in the past. We are looking at how to change present, right? How to change the future. Now, changing the future will start with to start with you, to start with each and every one of us. Whereby we see someone that is an African, whereby we don't need to start segregating, we don't need to start saying, no, this person is not from this place, this place, or this place is better than this place. No, it shouldn't be. Because I believe in Africa, everyone has their downfalls, everyone has their strengths. So look at, for example, South Africa. South Africa has its own strength in ways that cannot even be explained. Other countries, Ghana, Syria, they all have their own strength and also weaknesses. This is where I think the Africa we want is whereby we can be able to encourage each other. Your weakness should not be something that I get to criticize. It's something that if my strength can help your weakness, it's something that should help your weakness also. That is the second speaker. Now, also, if you negatively share your story, is the way it's going to stay. Sorry to say, but I don't feel I will agree with you 100% on that. 100% I don't think I will agree with you. Why? This is the reason why. We are trying to say we are bringing up leaders of tomorrow that will be honest, will have integrity. But the fact that we can't say or share our problems to be like, how would I put it? The fact that we can't share our problems so that we can be helped. No one is an independent entity. That is the reason why God created man, woman. You are a man, right? You are a man. You know this is what you are going to do. You are supposed to do this and that and that. But God created the second entity, which is a woman, to assist. He knows we can't do things individually. Like the same with God, no one is an island. So, for example, you say we can't share our story negatively. It's a very good point. But looking at it in all areas, it's also bringing up another question. The integrity there, the honesty. It's going to question that so much. And also, I don't feel the number one thing we need to start with before we get to the Africa we want is what we call unity. Unity, which is very important. I don't bring by the idea of saying we're not going to be divided or not. If Africa as a whole, this continent, can be united in general, I trust that and believe me when I tell you that once there is unity in a certain place, every other thing will work out of it. You don't need to struggle to say, we have unity now, what is the next thing? We need courage. No. Once you have unity, those that are not courageous, those that are courageous will help those that are not courageous to bring them up. The first speaker made mention of something of saying we have to grow together, we have to come up together, we shouldn't leave anyone behind. That is the Africa that we are talking about that we want. That's the Africa that is expected of us as a younger generation. Not the Africa of saying because we have unity now, this person's weakness should be criticized. No, that's the word unity. I think unity is like the main thing we should be focusing on here. If we as Africans are not united, that is the reason why the Westerners, the Americans, will always take advantage of us. That's what I want to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next person. Eleni, please be prepared. One.
Hello. I want to thank you firstly for your very good subject that is very helpful. And here is my question. You have spoken about Pan-Africans and how to reach the Africans that we want. But I see you didn't take an important point. That is the hope on the young Africans. I want to know what is your plans to bring the hope back on the young Africans? Why am I posing this question? Because today, as you can see, the young Africans, they don't have the hope in Africa to build their future. All of them, they are thinking about when they will be able to go over the ocean to build their future. They don't think that they can build their future in this Africa. They don't have hope at all. That is what I want to know. What is the plans or something that you have developed to bring the hope back to the youth? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The youth, following the youth. Okay, go ahead. Just one question briefly, please.
Thank you so much.
And also say it.
All right. From the objective that Dr. talked about, I did not see education. I'm saying this because for as long as we dwell or we focus on European education, I don't think we are going to be able to survive this journey. Number two, we have people who try to fight for Africa, the likes of Muammar Gaddafi, Robert Mugabe. Where was the organization at that time? What is the role of the organization? I mean, which role does the organization play in those times? Because we know that we have been given information that Muammar Gaddafi was a traitor or was not treating Libya right, but we know that he was fighting for Libyans, not only Libyans, but all the entire Africans. So what are the measures which you put to give to Africa that will help them to realize that sometimes in Europeans bring the chaos in order for us to believe that maybe somebody who is a leader is not a good person. Thank you so much.
Questions have been answered. So, allow me to take you slightly to the two concepts, the colonialism and the new colonialism. As the audiences know, the new colonialism is where the white people, the giants, they call them giants. They just, if it is like in terms of financial support, where they give that financial support to the African countries, but indirectly. What I mean is that indirectly, they will give that financial support and they are telling us like, the purpose of that support, that money, what is, if it is, maybe, let's say, the salary has been given 13 millions to this country, if you don't know, to look out to build the stadium. But you cannot use that money in other issues like the unemployment in Rwanda. But just by tackling on those two concepts, how can we eradicate, or how can we be activated or attach to that image of being and that unity, prosperity, that dignity of Africans? Yet these white men are still provoking our image, the African image, through that. You know, when someone has given you something and is directing God to you, he has already provoked you. It's nothing. So I want to the visitors at my table to answer. Thank you so much.
The first person who asked the question, he asked about the language, which can unite us. And I think if you want to share some ideas and we want to hide them from Westerners, as Africans, I think this will be impossible, but to blame it all at the colonization. But again, there were a system that they used of divide and rule. Our parents lived in that time. It means for us as youth, we are living this time. And we're sitting, all of us here, thinking about what can be done. And we have the real image or the true image of the possibilities. For example, in Rwanda, before 1994, we were divided. There were Hutu, there were Twa, and there were Tutsi. And for now, we are united. You can't tell if I am Twa, or if I am Hutu, or if I am Tutsi, right? Bibio. Wamenyana n'umuhutu n'umututsi kwiki? Jewe ndi umunyarwanda. Bivuze iki? This is our strength. When we are united, it is our strength as Rwandans. And if this was possible in Rwanda, it can be done everywhere in Africa. Let's stay together and see which language we can push for us as Africans so that we can communicate easily if we want to communicate something between us as Africans. There is a time where they were just proposing if Kiswahili can be an African language, maybe. Just because, and again, I can say that only the language only cannot save us. Here in Rwanda, we speak only one language, Ichinyarwanda, simple. But it did stop us from our history, our bad history of the genocide against Tutsi. But again, we can use it, and we are using it as a strength to unite Rwandans. Again, about the good image, how we can report about Africa. When I say report the positive way, it doesn't mean I should be reporting the progress, the development on the way to a developed country, to a developed continent. There are those problems, but how are we reporting about it? Dr. Charles told us about how full or how empty the room is. If I report it as a half empty, that's negative. But if I report it about a half full, you're reporting the way it is. I told you about if I'm using social media and I say I talk about the capacity of this hall. If someone says that at AUCA you can't find a place where you can gather so many people, and if you come in comments and you say we have a very big hall which can accommodate 1,800, that person wants to portray AUCA as a failed university to some extent, but if I come as a student from there, as a staff from there, or someone in entourage from here, and I say the true image of here, it doesn't mean that I'm just hiding something, or I'm just covering something. I am saying the way it is. If it can accommodate 150, well, that's what we have. But it doesn't mean that I'm only reporting or hiding something. If there is there were an accident or someone from this university, who maybe just say that you were not given your marks, for instance. Maybe a lecturer here wants a bribe from you to give you some marks. I report it that way, but not generalizing that this is how the AUCA, the whole of AUCA is doing its things. But those who want to like generalize things or reporting the way they want those reports to be, or to do like, they will come and say that AUCA management supports those bribes. Is it true? Maybe someone did it individually, but we cannot look at it as something from other universities or anything just like that. Reporting the best way or reporting positively doesn't mean if there is a niba hari umuvugizi twenda tugomba gukorera abaturage ubuvugizi turabukora ariko gute? How do you report about it? How do you report about a crisis? The positive way. It doesn't mean you hide the crisis. It doesn't mean you hide any like the poverty, but the way you're reporting about it, it will show us the image you want to portray to your readers, to your audiences. For example, if there is poverty here, there can be poverty elsewhere. The reason why we don't see them in the media, it doesn't mean they don't have them. But I can go to a certain authority and show him, or let me just show you the way we do it. If there is an incident and I'm reporting about it, I have to balance my story. There's something we call balance in media. I don't only talk to someone who were at the incident site. I also talk to some authorities in charge of handling that incident that reported the best way. But if I want to dramatize things, I will only talk to someone who were there, mostly who are less informed about the incident, but because I want to take views. Ibyo twita gutwika hano mu Rwanda kubera ko nshaka gutwika ndahita babwira accept ibereye hano bishobora kuba yishuje rwose muzajya kuverifya nyuma ariko ibyo ni chance abamaze kubyinshi ubwo banakoze mu bantu impugenge nabashyizeho uburyo bwo babisharinze nk'ije igihugu ariko gusenga niba nkabaza bari bari aho ngaho nkanavugisha wenda na traffic police iyo ni balance y'inkuru nshobora no gutangaza ibyatangajwe wenda n'umuturage wagaragaje ko yari yemerewe amabati ariko barariye wajya kubaza ubuyobozi ugasanga ntabwo bayariye ariko habaye uburangare bigaragaza ko uburangare bwabaye ariko bigaragaza ko amabati yariwe nk'umuhanda wariwe. That's reporting positive. I think that's what I wanted to mention. Thank you.
She is social media influencer. Abunza social media zawe ariko kuri Twitter afite ibihumbi 100 ibihumbi 100 platform 6 bari barakoze umunsi mukuru ibintu by'ibiro 3 ushobora ufite magana igihumbi so it's not easy. Mu magambo make ibibazo mwabajije bya social media yaravuzeho tujya guhitamo social media tujya guhitamo media gufasha mu Banyafurika. Why we have chosen the media to support in Abanyafurika promotion program? It is because the research have shown that the media can change the people easily, because the media influence perceptions, belief, and attitude. So to use the media to build the African land, it is very easy. Because even some people have used the media to bring the troubles. Abasi ni nyungu bakoresheje media. Ababwira amacakubiri bakoresheje media. So gukoresha media kubaka Afrika kubaka igihugu birashoboka cyane. Ntambara y'amasashi yararaje, ariko nubona abantu bagiye bakoresha media. You can use media also bakoresha izo bombe kubera ko u Rwanda tugeze kuri iyi level, amacakubiri yarangiye turimo kugira ngo dukore neza. Ku bibazo by'abashije reka bisubize igisubizo kimwe. Ibibazo by'abashije bijyanye n'uburyo gute tuzarengeraho dukoresha indimi zitandukanye, gute tuzarengeraho tudakoresha ururimi rumwe, ariko birashoboka cyane ko twabigeraho. It is possible. Before we think about that, the Africa we want, the education we want, which can change the Africa, ni mugomba gutanga ibitekerezo. Ntidukomeze kwiga stories first guerre mondiale, second guerre mondiale. So niba kugira meya uzashaka kuba nka Hitler kuko niwe wize muri history. Education rero akaba yiga ukiga ubutwari bw'Abanyafurika, ukazamuka ushaka kuba nk'abariya twabonye bakoze ibintu bikomeye mu guhindura Afurika. So birashoboka rero kuba twakwishyura kandi tugakoresha. Reka mbisubize gusa. There is no reason as to why African peoples cannot liberate their strong courage and their identity as common heritage, shared value. Kugira ngo tuzagire Africa, we have one culture. In Africa, if the dish buriye aho nize ni igihugu gikoresha indimi 89 languages in Uganda, but it is possible to have Ugandan as one, to have Rwandan as one, Congress as one, Kenyan as one. Then together we have one Africa. But remember one thing, it is not one person who can do that, but together we can do it. So together we can, and the program will not end up from here. That's why we have the committee here. This committee will be inviting us anytime they want. If you want us to come weekly and discuss, we'll be coming. If you want to be coming every month, we'll be coming and discuss. Because the discussion, even the question have shown that you are very interested to run and become the new Pan-Africanist. So that is why we keep coming. I will inform our chairman, and the PAM secretary to be connected with you and to be allowing all invitation to the people we invite to come and share with you more words about Africans. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is Bibio and Dr. Francis. I think I am from South Africa, and I am a firm believer in the spirit of Africanism, so I'll be one to push the agenda of Pan-Africanism within the campus of our
Hi, my name is Joseph, and I'm considered for this post. Feel brilliant reports will be there to trace every problems in the institution, even out of the institution, as aiming at solving our own problems as African countries.